everyone, and welcome to Year-End Deals for Your Law Firm. This is our holiday grab bag, where we are going to talk about some of the best deals in the biz right now and why you should care about them. We'll wait just a couple minutes to get into the meat and potatoes of this presentation. But while we are waiting, I just want to remind everyone that this presentation is being recorded, but we will have some time at the end for questions. So I'm going to get through the majority of the content if I can. If you have questions, please bring them at the end and I will address them then. All right, my name is Joyce Brafford. I am an attorney, a practice management advisor. I've been in legal tech since 2011, and I absolutely love what I do. And I have seen some great deals over the years. So let's talk about how to find a good deal, how to shop, and what some of those great deals are. Let's just dig right into it. All right, so these are my holiday helpers. So you know who I am. These are my guys that I go with when I shop. So believe me when I tell you, I don't like to shop more than is truly necessary, whether it's online or not. Everyone has other better things to do, right? Myself included. So let's talk about what we need to do when we're shopping, right? First of all, we need to recognize that shopping around is exhausting. We'll talk about how it's important to recognize your own limits and to not overcommit in your shopping process. I know that sounds a little weird, but truthfully, that's the way you should manage it. We're going to talk about why good deals matter, and we're going to talk about how you can negotiate the best possible deal for your firm and why being flexible matters. After that, we are going to talk about some actual deals that I know about that I'm going to share with you. All right, let's just keep going, shall we? Here's where we start. How to shop for the very best deal. First of all, it's really important that we recognize that just because something is a good deal doesn't mean that it's a good deal for you. And you also need to be aware that not everything needs to be replaced in your office at one time. In fact, it's probably not a good idea to do that. It is important to instead fill the gaps in your process. Now you might say, Joyce, how do I know what my gaps are and how do I know what the most important ones are? First and foremost, you need to recognize is the process I have in my office right now, is that going to meet the requirements of the state bar? Am I competently representing my clients? And am I protecting their lawyer-client confidentiality rights that they have? Am I responding to my clients in a way that the state bar will recognize as is professional and appropriate? Am I responding to opposing parties? Am I missing deadlines? These are all the things that the state bar cares about, right? I want to make sure that you are actually competently practicing law, and your solution that you employ in your office should help you do that. In the case of time-solve, which is the tool that you're probably looking at today, it's going to help you track your time. It's going to help you set your deadlines for when something needs to be accomplished. It's going to help you recognize how much work needs to be done on behalf of a client. It's going to help you meet those core requirements that the state bar has set out for you. Beyond that, are there additional gaps in your process that software can help fill? Specifically, are you making enough money? And as crass as that question may be, it's a pretty important one. You are running a business, right? So you need to recognize the importance of treating your bottom line as a necessity that requires nurturing and care from you, right? Money doesn't just appear in your bank account. So are you invoicing in the best possible way? Are you creating invoices that your clients are responsive to? Are you making it easy to get paid? Once you've done those pieces, how much money do you have left in accounts receivable? The goal here is to get to zero AR. I want all the money that has been earned by your firm to be in your bank account, right? So a solution like time-solve can help you do that. There are, of course, other solutions that can help you do that. But again, two big buckets, right? Am I meeting the requirements of the state bar? And am I servicing the needs of my business? All right, those are your two first things. Beyond that, you have other solutions that you need to think about. Maybe you want to think about your client, your staff. Do you have a lot of turnover, or do you have a lot of new staff? Let's think about how successful they are in their day-to-day work, right? Do we need to help provide some better processes there? Do we just need a more repeatable process? Do we need more accountability in that process, right? Let's fill the gaps. The whole goal of buying software is not to fix everything in your office or not to change everything in your office. It's to start with your highest priority items, create some better solutions there, and then go to that next piece, right? But if you're in a place where you can solve one or two gaps right now financially, if you can make an investment in software, you are absolutely buying at the best possible time. I do want you to be wary of cookie cutter solutions. Nothing is right out of the box perfect, right? You need to be able to have some customizable templates. Everything that I talked to you about today will have those customizable solutions that are available to you. If you are served a solution that says, oh, you're a small business, you should be able to manage this, I want you to walk away from it. Lawyers are not normal animals. I say that as a lawyer, we're not normal animals. And our businesses are not normal businesses, and we need legal specific solutions in there. But really important here, know your time and your energy limits. You might do a search for time and billing solutions for law firms. You might do a search for practice management solutions for law firms, or how to connect my QuickBooks for law firms, right? You are going to get dozens of links from reputable companies that are based in the US and Canada. You'll get one or two that are based in the UK or even Australia, and they are reputable companies. The problem here is not that these aren't potentially good companies, it's that you just can't look at all of them and continue to do your job. To do a full evaluation of any of these solutions requires a first phone call with a salesperson to determine if it's even a good fit, right? Should you even invest your time in a demonstration? Then beyond that, you need to have a demonstration of the actual software, and you need to put that demo person through their paces. You need to ask questions that are specific to your firm. So you have to be thinking, this isn't a type of thing where you can do online CLE and pay attention and get the materials and go back to it when you need it, but check out when you need to, like when you're actually in the actual meeting. Absolutely not. You can't do that. You need to be paying attention on these demonstrations. And that's an investment. That means you can't work on client matters during that time. After that, you have to have a potentially separate meeting about migrating your data. You have to have a meeting with your staff or someone who cares about you, whose opinion you rely on. It's not just meetings for the sales team, right? So know your energy limits. I would probably limit conversations with actual solutions to no more than 3 solutions. I think that that is the outside limit of what you need to be doing here. All right, let's talk about how to identify a good deal. And not all deals are created equal. One of the things that I have found is companies will try to slip things in that aren't normally chargeable services. And they'll say, oh, you know, and it's free this time of year. Look for solutions that have either a discount or a freebie for something that they would actually charge for or have a reason to charge for. One of the things that I've noted that I really like a lot here is a subscription discount. That is a real discount. That is an actual monetary value, right, that the company's losing that you're receiving, right? But please note that there are real deadlines. If a discount does not have a deadline on it, it's not a real discount. You just need to know that in your brain. If there's not a deadline, it's not a real discount. If you can do this next month, it's not a real discount, right? But on that note, the best deals of the year are going to be between now and December 31st. That is the way it's going to be. And you might say, well, what's the difference? I'm still the same business in January that I am now. That's true. You are, but those companies are large companies. So when you look at the makeup of your business, right, it's probably you as the attorney. Maybe you have a partner or two, or maybe you're a mid-sized firm, right? And you've got a group of partners. Maybe you have 10, 15, 20 partners that you need to answer to. That is very different from a software company that has an investment from a venture capital company, or that has a board of directors, or that has to report up to a parent company, right? They're looking for sustained and real growth year over year over year. And every single software company out there right now is at the tail end of their budgetary year, and they have to put up gains in order to have the type of PowerPoint presentations for the board that they really want to have. So if you can purchase now, before December 31st, you are going to get a better deal than if you purchase on January 5th, because the time between January 5th and the end of the year, that's a big window, and they have a lot of time to make up any potential losses, right? Between January and December, the time to make up losses, or the time to capitalize on gains that have already been earned for businesses this year in December, it is short. So close as much as you possibly can. If you are looking at software for something, make a decision, make a purchase in December. It is not the same as purchasing in January. And like I said, if someone is going to give you that same discount in January that they're giving you in December, it's not a real discount. So know that. So negotiate harder to close now. So how then do you negotiate with software companies to get everything that you want? One, you need to recognize that additional users or a larger account moves the needle. The more users you can add, if you have 3 users and you're saying, oh, well, I'm just going to start with 1, and we'll see how we like it, or we'll add someone else. You're not going to have the same leverage to negotiate for more than if you go ahead and add more users. If there are add-on services, and we all know that you can buy a service and add a connecting service onto it. There are lots of companies out there with this model. But if you have connecting services that you can add, or upgrade services that you can add, if you do that at the beginning of the year, rather than waiting 3 months, 6 months down the road, you're going to get a better price month over month, your average monthly cost, than if you wait, right? So if you know it's something that you want to use, you know that you want to get your firm on board, go ahead, do the upgrades, go ahead and add the users. That is how you secure the best discount for the longest period of time. And remember that after you purchase, your negotiating power is substantially lessened, because you've already said yes, you've already gone through onboarding, you've already migrated your data. Yes, you can always leave, but your negotiating power is substantially less, because to leave at that point means that you are not going to, means that you've got to migrate your data somewhere else. It's a big process you have to go through. So use all the power that you have right now. Please, and I mentioned this before, note that time frame can really impact your cost. And when you are looking at what you can negotiate on, it's not just subscription cost, right? You've got subscription cost. You have any startup costs, including migrating your data, or taking your data from your current solution into your new solution. You also have any onboarding costs. Are there costs for training? Are there limits to training that you would then have to pay for later on? Can you negotiate a full year of unlimited training into your solution, right? So think about what costs you have now and what ongoing costs you would have, and look at what you can negotiate there, right? It's not just the subscription costs, but negotiate for every single dollar that you can. And please know that saying things like, well, I have a big network and I can refer lots of people to you, you just need to give me a better deal, that's not worth anything to a company. So I can tell you, as someone who's worked in tech sales for a long time, people who say they will refer business and they're very important don't actually refer business. And when they do, it does not result in closed sales, because the people who are referred to that new company find that attitude as insufferable as the salesperson found it, right? It doesn't work. So don't think that sort of puffing up, sort of peacocking and talking about how important you are within your own individual network is going to get you a better deal, because at the end of the day, it's not. So don't worry about it. What you need to worry about is timeline, your flexibility in your other costs, and if you can add additional users or upgrades, because that is how you negotiate the best possible rate for the best possible service. All right. With that said, let's talk about some of the solutions that are on sale for you right now that you can take advantage of. The first one we need to talk about, quite obviously, is TimeSolve. So with TimeSolve right now, you can get 50% off the conversion from your old program. So this is typically a solution that, typically a service that can be extremely expensive. TimeSolve tends to do a very good job in keeping that cost as low as possible. But right now, even with that low cost, they're going to give you 50% off. That is a tremendous deal. And then on top of that, if you become a TimeSolve client before January 1st, so that means up to December 31st, after 3 months of being a client, they'll send you a $100 Amazon gift card. That is a real tangible benefit. That's not, think of the value add. That's a real tangible benefit. That is $100 gift card that you get for buying something that you are probably going to purchase anyway. So go ahead and make that decision before the end of the day on December 31st, rather than coming to that same conclusion on January 3rd or January 4th. It's just not the same for you. You lose actual benefits. Other solutions that you might want to consider. I want to talk to you. Well, let me go to this other one first. This is a solution called Rocket Matter. Also connects with QuickBooks. It does not have the same quick interchange between QuickBooks and Rocket Matter that TimeSolve has. It's not a two-way sync. However, it's a full practice management solution. So it's not just time billing. It is time billing and full practice management. That means you've got a place to store your documents. It has a little more advanced document automation solutions. It's got Kanban boards. It's some project management built into it. It's got a client portal built into it. It really is true full practice management, a very, very easy program to use. Rocket Matter has a 25% off subscription rate right now. That is worth looking into, as well as free data migration from your current solution. And Rocket Matter's got a payment processor, and they'll give you access to it for free. That is a good deal. I do want to pop back up to Cosmolex because they are running the same deal, slightly different because Cosmolex has integrated accounting built into it. So if you're looking at TimeSolve, because you are looking at TimeSolve, if you're looking at TimeSolve as a solution to replace something like time slips or another time and billing solution, or all you need is time and billing, you've done the analysis, you found the gap, all you want is better time and billing. You don't need to look at Rocket Matter or Cosmolex or anything else. It's a good solution. It's a great price, and you can get a good deal going forward. But if you wanted to look at a full practice management, time billing, and accounting solution, a true all-in-one, Cosmolex is an option for you. It's 25% off your subscription. This one does not offer free data migration, but they are offering discounted data migration between now and the end of December. This is a good deal for data migration. What Cosmolex does, because it takes everything out of your current solution, your time and billing, and everything out of your QuickBooks, it takes both pieces, which gets pretty hairy. It tends to be more expensive than other solutions, and they're going to discount that pretty deeply. So that's worth exploring. Cosmolex is another one that's going to give you a payment processor for free. All right, the other one I want to talk to you about is a solution called Law Ruler. This is a CRM, a customer relationship management solution. It's going to do things like track your ad spend. It's going to manage your replies to potential clients that interact with you digitally. So when someone comes to your website or fills out a form that you've put on your Twitter, your Facebook, or your Instagram, or whatever it happens to be, those people who are knocking on your digital door, who are just running Google searches, right? Those are good potential clients, and they are probably not getting the type of response from you that you should have. You are paying money for those ads, and you need to be capitalizing on every single one of those opportunities. You need to be pre-screening them and qualifying them. And then if they are worth talking to your team, you need to have someone immediately responding back to them. You can't actually do that if someone's sending you a note at midnight, right? So what Law Ruler does is it automates that response process and gets someone several steps closer and can actually walk them all the way through the process of scheduling a meeting with you, right? The facts bear out, the data bears out that the law firm that actually schedules the meeting with the potential client first is the one that's most likely to actually become the service provider for that potential client. That is just the way it works. It's not based on price. It's not based on what your website looks like. It's not based on who you know, all these things that can help, right? It's based on who schedules a meeting first. So Law Ruler can help you get there. Again, if you are spending any money on advertising, this is just a small bump up compared to your advertising budget, and it's absolutely worth looking into. Law Ruler's offering 3 months for free, and this is a very, very good deal. So I just want to go through these again really quickly, and you'll see you can go to lawruler.com and get your first 3 months free with Law Ruler. That's a really fun but very long URL, but pretty easy to find, right? But this is the URL to go to for that. For Rocket Matter, to claim that discount, you can go to holiday-savings-2022. For Cosmolex, very, very similar, cosmolex.com, 2022-holiday-savings, right? TimeSolve, you don't need to go anywhere. You can just talk to your salesperson at TimeSolve and get started. All right, with that, those are some really good solutions that I think that you need to be aware of. And so those are some of the best deals that I think you need to be aware of right now, given the fact that you've been investigating TimeSolve. Based on what I know of law firms that have looked at TimeSolve, these are probably the solutions that are going to be most important to you. With that, we are officially 20 minutes in. I'm going to cut it off here. If anyone has any questions, please let me know. I am going to stay on to answer questions, but if we engineering, if you want to cut off the recording, now's the time to do it. So thank you so much to everyone who's joined. Please feel free to ask questions, and please feel free to reach out to me, Joyce Brafford, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, or you can reach me at joyce.brafford@profitsolve.com. So thank you so much and have a great day, and please feel free to ask any questions you have. And thank you so much for joining us for this holiday grab bag. I have enjoyed having you here, and everyone who joins on our on-demand or pre-recorded links. I hope that you have a really happy holiday season. Thank you so much.